Nosbush dairy at Fairfax, Minnesota. We milk 700 cows and farm about 1,400 acres of land. A cow that I don't know. So she calves, we breed her once, we preg check her, we dry her off. We never look at her in between. We look for moderate sized cows that take care of themselves. So my average 3-year-old record is the same as my best first lactation record. My 3-year-old has 50 dry days. My first lactation animal has 700 dry days. Which animal do we want to strive for? We want a whole bunch of 3rd, 4th, 5th lactation animals. The 12 lactation animals are great. It's neat to have an old cow like that. But what you really need is a whole bunch of 3rd, 4th, 5th lactation animals, which means you got to, and that is one of the reasons that we're looking at selling so many females. Because we want to limit the number of 2-year-olds that we calve. We want to calve our best ones. And we want all of them to succeed so they become 2nd, 3rd, 4th. But if you have a 50-55% cull rate, that defines that you're not going to have a 4th lactation cow in your herd. Because every year half your cows have to leave. And it gives you a big rolling herd average, but is it profitable? And it's not. And so do you want, is 15 pounds of protein on a bulletproof is 15 pounds of protein. So a first lactation animal that gives 15 pounds of protein, does that mean anything if she doesn't have a second calf? So you get 15 more pounds your first lactation, but your cow that survived gives you 1,200 pounds more the second. Well, even if you have your doubts about it and you're concerned about the reliabilities and the heritabilities, if you have a group of bulls that meet your criteria, why wouldn't you use the ones with the higher health traits? It's not going to be perfect, but that group of bulls is going to transmit the health traits, and the low group of bulls is not going to. So even if you're skeptical, if they meet your criteria, why wouldn't you include it in there? And I'll give Accelerated a lot of credit for being the most transparent with the data, putting it on their website. It's easy to access, and the other studs have not done that. But our herd, we have about 1,800 samples through Zoetis, and about 1,400 are included in their data set. I understand how they did it. I'm comfortable with how they did it. Are there going to be adjustments to it? I'm sure there's going to be adjustments to it. So I have faith in it now, but even if you don't have faith in it, if the bulls meet your criteria, wouldn't you want the ones that have potential to be healthier, and then you have less work to do? As Marty can probably attest to, I'm a very difficult guy to sell semen to, because either they're on my list or they're not. But the Accelerated website is the only website I use. I'm very, very impressed that Accelerated embraced the wellness traits and that they made them transparent, that on their website you can see them and you can sort by them and you can include them in your index. As far as I've always found Accelerated as far as for contracting, Accelerated has been very easy to work with. Certain studs want you to jump through a lot of hoops, and they may want to try to force their philosophy onto the breeder, which of course I obviously can't accept. And I've always found Accelerated very willing to test bulls that test bulls that I want to make that fit my philosophy. And I think there's advantage there for Accelerated, because then they get some bulls that are a little bit different.